The prison was cold, dark, and silent. Only the sound of electric buzz and steel doors echoed through the halls. Deep under Earth's military base, in cell 88, sat a strange-looking prisoner. He was tall, thin, and covered in gray skin. His eyes glowed faint blue in the dark. Metal cuffs were locked on his hands and ankles. He hadn't spoken a single word since his capture. Most guards called him the Mute. Others joked and said, "Just another failed alien spy." They laughed when they walked past his cell. But not everyone was laughing. Corporal Leon Reyes watched him from the cameras every night. She had seen prisoners scream, cry, beg, and try to escape. But this one, he just sat there, calm, like he didn't care. Reyes whispered to herself, "He's too calm." The raid 1 month earlier, Earth was attacked by a small alien squad on planet Kirill 5. The battle lasted 10 minutes. The humans won. Most of the alien attackers died. Only one survived, the tall gray one. He dropped his weapon, raised his hands, and allowed capture without a fight. Strange thing was his kind had never surrendered before. They usually fought to death. That was the first warning sign. The silent prisoner military scientists scanned his body. They found something unusual. His DNA matched no known species. Not fully alien, not fully anything. He was different. They tried to force him to talk. Used gas, light, electric shocks. Nothing. He didn't even blink. Just stared like he was waiting for something. General Carr spoke to him personally once. "We have your friends' bodies. Want to talk about them?" No answer. "You're going to die here." Still nothing. Finally, Carr left the room and said, "He's not worth our time." But Corporal Reyes disagreed. She kept watching him. The way he sat straight. How he blinked only every 10 seconds. How he moved his fingers in tiny patterns when no one was looking. It felt like a code. Or maybe a memory. The shift that changed everything. It was a quiet night. Most guards were half asleep. Reyes sat alone in the control room, monitoring the cells. A light blinked on cell 88's screen. The prisoner was moving. For the first time in 31 days. He stood up. Reyes leaned forward. The camera zoomed in. The prisoner looked directly into it, as if he knew she was watching. Then he spoke. Two soft words. In an old language. Too fast to catch. Reyes froze. She hit the record button and replayed the sound. The words were low and spoken in an accent she couldn't place. But she had heard something similar before. In a history lesson from military school, the words weren't alien. They were from Earth. But ancient Earth. Alarm triggered. Reyes called her superior. "Sir," the prisoner spoke. The officer laughed. "Impossible. I have a recording." He listened. Then he stood straight. "That's old Terran High Command code. No one speaks that anymore. Not even us." The base was put on alert. The prisoner was taken to the interrogation room. 4 armed guards stood ready. Reyes watched from the glass. General Carr entered. "You will speak again," he said. The prisoner looked into Carr's eyes and said the same 2 words. Carr's face turned pale. He grabbed Reyes by the arm outside the room. "Where did you say we found him?" "Kirill 5, sir. That planet was once under Earth rule 200 years ago, but Earth left it. It's been alien territory for over a century." Carr nodded slowly. "That's the problem. The meaning of 2 words." Earth's AI linguists translated the 2 words, protocol trigger. The words didn't mean much to most people. But to the oldest military veterans, it was code. A command from the days when Earth ruled far galaxies. The protocol was only used by human generals during emergencies. When everything else failed, Reyes looked at the translation again and whispered, "Why would an alien use that phrase?" The flashback that night, Reyes couldn't sleep. She stared at the prisoner's file. It said, "Species, unknown age, unknown home planet, unknown name, Unknown everything said unknown. She closed the file and pulled up a history archive. Earth's lost colonies, forgotten wars. One name came up again and again, Commander Yalin Ren, a brilliant strategist, feared by enemies, loved by soldiers, disappeared 200 years ago during the Kirill collapse. His last known message? If Earth forgets me, I'll remind her when she's ready. Reyes stared at the prisoner's face again. The eyes, the jaw, the stare. It couldn't be. Another test next morning. Scientists injected the prisoner with a special truth serum. The chemical had a 100% success rate. If you lied, it caused pain. If you stayed silent, it shut down your nerves. They asked the prisoner, "What is your name?" He smiled. "Ren." The computers lit up. The system did not detect a lie. But something else happened. All the lights in the lab flickered. The walls buzzed. Backup generators turned on. Then a strange thing appeared on the prisoner's arm. A glowing symbol. It wasn't alien. It was the ancient mark of Earth's High Command. The room went silent. The memory unlocked. They brought him back to cell 88. But now, no one laughed. Reyes entered the cell alone. She placed a small mirror on the table. "You wanted this?" she asked. He nodded. He picked it up, turned it, and pressed the corner. A click sound echoed. Blue light shone from the back of the mirror. It was not a mirror at all. It was a memory device. A hologram played. In front of Reyes. Burning cities, Earth fleets in space, giant creatures, falling colonies. Then a young man in uniform appeared. Commander Yalin Ren. He saluted the camera. "If you're seeing this, Earth has forgotten me, but I haven't forgotten her." The recording showed him uploading battle plans, codes, locations of lost bases. He said, "I will survive. They will call me alien, but I was born human." Shock in the command room. The generals watched the recording. "He's not alien," Carr said. "No," Reyes replied. "He's the last soldier of Earth's first galactic empire." Someone whispered, "How did he live so long?" Carr said, "Cryotech? Genetic upgrades? We don't know. But one thing is clear. He didn't surrender. He came back." Last scene twist. That night, Reyes visited the prisoner again. "You planned this," she said. He looked at her. "Earth wasn't ready before," he said. "Ready for what?" He stood. "For the war that's coming." Reyes frowned. "What? War?" Then, deep in space, a silent beacon activated, sending a signal from Earth's core to the stars. Ships across the galaxy turned toward the signal. Unknown. Fleets began to move. The last shot showed Ren smiling in the darkness. The war room was silent. The hologram had finished playing. Commander Ren, once thought dead, had returned. Except, he wasn't the same. Hook start. First 5 to 7 minutes. General Carr stared at the frozen image of Ren in his prime. "This was recorded 200 years ago," he whispered. "And yet, he's sitting in our cell right now." Reyes stood beside him. He said his name was Ren. The truth serum didn't detect a lie. Carr turned slowly. "Then either we've just discovered the biggest secret in Earth's history, or something is lying to us in ways we can't measure." Suddenly, the lights flickered again. Not just in the war room, across the entire base. The II voice crackled overhead. "Unauthorized code detected in security grid. Sequence, Zeta-1 Ren." Reyes gasped, "Sir, that's a command-level override." Carr stepped back. "That's impossible." That code was erased in the old Empire collapse, and yet, it had just activated on its own, digging the past back in her quarters. Reyes opened an ancient archive, the kind not even officers accessed anymore. She typed in Zeta-1 Ren. A single file appeared. Classified. 4. Imperial eyes only. It took 5 security clearances, 2 fake overrides, and 1 hidden login chip to open it. What she found inside made her jaw drop. Ren wasn't just a commander. He had once been named High Executor of the Orion Division. Second only to Earth's Emperor, he had led 90 successful planetary campaigns, trained over 12,000 elite human soldiers, and disappeared during the last stand on Kirel 5. His final order: erase all Imperial data and go dark. Psychological analysis. The next morning, Earth's top HI psychologist was brought in. Dr. Vex was known for breaking even the most stubborn alien minds. He stepped into cell 88, calm and confident. "So," Vex began, smiling, "they say you're a ghost from Earth's past." Ren looked up, silent. Vex placed a strange orb on the table. "This device reads thought patterns. It can't hear lies, it feels truth." The orb lit up. Vex continued, "What's the last thing you remember before the fall?" Ren finally spoke, "The sky burning above Earth's third moon. My soldiers dying, and me making a choice Earth wouldn't forgive." The orb pulsed blue. "Truth." Leaned in. "What choice?" Ren closed his eyes. "I sealed Earth's data vaults and betrayed our final fleet. Let them die, so the signal would survive." Shock and command car hit the desk. "He let our own people die?" Reyes replied, "To protect the final codes, he became a villain. So Earth would one day remember." Carr paced. "But why now? Why reappear 2 centuries later?" That's when the signal arrived. A small probe entered Earth's orbit, silently broadcasting a repeating sound. The AI decrypted it in seconds. Ren protocol confirmed. Initiate Phase 2. Everyone in the command room went still. Reyes turned to Carr. "Sir, he didn't come back. He was activated." A code hidden in Temia's secret door opened in the deepest level of the base level black. Long sealed and forgotten. Carr, Reyes, and a security team went in. Inside, dust covered. Old machines. Broken screens. Forgotten walls. In the center, a cryopod flickered to life. Inside lay a book. Yes, a real ancient book, bound in black metal. Reyes picked it up. On the cover, one word was engraved: Protocol. Inside were pages written in a language Earth no longer taught. Maps, names, threats, a timeline of what was coming. And at the end, one note: Ren will return when Earth's memory ends. He is the final key. Ren's secret. They brought the book to cell 88. Ren opened to a specific page, eyes locked on it. "This was written by me. For you, for now." Reyes asked, "How are you still alive?" He looked at her calm. "I wasn't frozen. I wasn't dead. I was awake. In the enemy's hands. They experimented on me, mixed my DNA, but they couldn't break my mind." Reyes stepped back. "You're part alien now?" "No," Ren said firmly. "I'm still human, just modified." The armor that wasn't armor. He stood and removed his outer robe. Underneath was no armor, no tech, just faint marks on his skin. Lines, glows, almost like code. "These were burned into me," he said. "Each one, a memory I couldn't let them steal." He touched a mark near his heart. "This one, my wife's face." He touched another on his forearm. "This one? The day I betrayed my own fleet and watched my best friend die in space." Reyes was silent. "These marks are my life. And now they are Earth's weapon." The hidden satellites. Suddenly, Earth's orbit changed. 12 satellites once thought destroyed lit up. The system called them the Ren Array. Each had powerful defense codes, buried deep in pre-collapse tech. Carr shouted, "How the hell is this happening?" Ren, still calm, said, "Because Earth made me the last lock, and now you've opened it." Global broadcast. A message flashed across all of Earth's channels, even civilian ones. A symbol appeared. Old, forgotten. The imperial crest of Earth. Then came Ren's voice. "Earth once ruled the stars. We fell because we forgot, but now we remember. Protocol Ren is Active. All over the galaxy. Humans looked up. Enemies watched from dark corners. The last soldier of Earth's golden empire had returned. Ending scene. The warning Rhea stood beside. Ren in the old hangar. "You said something is coming," she said. "What is it?" Ren looked at the stars. "The real enemy. The ones who made the galaxy forget us. The ones who erased our name. They're watching, waiting, and when they come." He looked at her with steel in his eyes. "We either stand with memory or fall with silence." A distant hum echoed from deep space as the screen faded to black. One final sound played. The same two words. Again. Protocol trigger. In the high-security medical wing of Earth's main base, alarms beeped. Scientists moved quickly. Guards stood with loaded weapons. Something dangerous was about to happen. Behind a thick glass wall sat Ren, the mysterious prisoner who claimed to be Earth's long-lost commander. Today, they would test him not with questions, not with words, but with a device designed to break lies and expose the truth. A device that no one, not even aliens, had survived. Reyes stood beside the lead scientist, watching through the glass. Her voice was tight. "You're sure this test won't kill him?" Dr. Carr, the head of human intelligence, nodded once. "If he lies, it will. If he stays silent, it will. Only absolute truth keeps the mind intact." General Carr crossed his arms. "He says he's Ren, a 200-year-old human commander. Let's see if his truth can survive." The machine was activated. It began to hum, sending invisible waves into Ren's body. He didn't move, didn't blink. Then the machine asked its first question. The machine of truth. The device was called a neurocore pulse unit. It didn't just scan words. It dug deep into a person's mind memories, pain, lies, guilt. If you tried to resist, it would tear your brain apart. Ren sat calmly. A soft voice came from the machine. "State your full name." He looked at the light and answered, "Yalin." "Ren." The machine pulsed once. Blue light. Truth. Next question. "Are you human?" Silence filled the room. Then, "Yes." Blue pulse. "Truth." But the readings on the side flickered strangely. Dr. Carr frowned. "That shouldn't happen. The signals are too clean." Unexpected response. The machine's third question came. "Have you ever betrayed Earth?" Ren didn't hesitate. "Yes." Red pulse. Falsehood. But instead of pain, the machine paused. Then rebooted. Reyes's eyes widened. "That should have killed him," Dr. Carr gasped. "Wait, look at the data. It's showing a paradox." Ren smiled softly. "I betrayed Earth to save her memory. That's both true and false." The machine began to spark. Suddenly, boom. A blast of energy surged. Ren stood up as the machine shut down completely. "I warned you," he said calmly. "Your tools are built to test liars, not ghosts." The collapse of logic inside the control room. Everyone watched in silence. Carr barked, "Get him out of there." But Dr. Carr raised a hand. "Wait, look." The neurocore wasn't destroyed. It was rewriting itself. On its screen appeared a strange message in glowing text. "Ren confirmed. Authority unlocked." Every computer in the lab went dark. Then rebooted with one word: executor. The hidden layer. Later that day, Reyes sat in the archive room alone. She accessed the sealed system, now unlocked by Ren's scan. She found something no one had seen in over 200 years, the Black Directive, a military law that allowed one man, Ren, to override all governments if Earth ever lost its identity. She scrolled through images, old fleet designs, human-ruled star systems, fallen colonies. And in the middle of the screen, a list of soldiers marked forgotten. Thousands of names. And one message blinking at the top: reactivate Earth's core. Reyes whispered, "We were never supposed to survive without him." What the doctors found, meanwhile, Dr. Carr ran a full scan of Ren's body. The results shocked the entire medical team. He had human DNA and genetic repairs, no signs of aging, memory cells that stored visual records directly in his brain, and something else. Buried deep in his bloodstream were nanoseeds machines, the size of dust. They weren't Earth's. They weren't alien either. They were pre-Earth. Pre-Earth tech. Carr asked. That's impossible. Carr replied, Sir, I don't think we discovered Ren. I think Ren was designed to find us. A living code. Reyes went back to his cell. You survived the test. You unlocked old systems. And now the machines follow you. What are you? Ren sat quietly, then pointed at his chest. I'm memory. You forgot. But I didn't. She looked at him. You don't even flinch when the truth hurts. Why? Ren replied. Because pain only works when there's fear. And I already lived my worst day. She whispered, What day? He looked into her eyes. The day I watched Earth fall, and no one remembered our name. A signal from the stars. Suddenly, Earth's sky turned strange. 12 new objects appeared in orbit, not moving, not scanning, just watching. The eye alarm blared. Foreign surveillance detected. Origin unknown. Power source undefined. Carr yelled, Where did these come from? But Ren stood in his cell, staring upward. They're not attacking, he said softly. They're waiting. For what? Reyes asked. He turned. For Earth to choose who it wants to be. The choice the generals met in secret. Half wanted to destroy the satellites. Half wanted to ask Ren for guidance. Carr slammed the table. We can't trust him. He's not even fully human anymore. Reyes replied, But everything we've found proves this Earth isn't what we thought. We forgot who we were. He didn't. A long pause. Then Carr looked at Reyes. You trust him? She nodded. More than I trust silence. Final scene. The echo of the machine that night. Alone in the lab, Reyes turned the neurocore back. On. It flickered, broken. But alive, she whispered. Why didn't you kill him? The machine responded. He cannot be killed. He is registered as Master Command, level, Prime Origin. Who registered him? The machine answered. Earth. Reyes froze. She looked at the screen, then at the sky. And the words came again. Protocol trigger. The lights inside Earth Base 9 flickered again. Outside, in orbit, 12 mysterious objects hovered above the planet. They didn't speak. They didn't move. But every human instinct said the same thing. Something is watching. In the deep levels of the base, Ren stood alone inside Cell 88. He wasn't afraid. He was waiting. Reyes entered, holding something in her hand, a small round mirror. Simple, clean, reflective. You asked for this, she said. Ren nodded once. It's not just a mirror. What is it then? He smiled. It's my memory, and maybe your future. She placed it on the table. He tapped the corner, and the world changed. The mirror that wasn't the mirror glowed blue. Not just glowing, but projecting. A beam of light rose from it and formed a rotating symbol in the air. Earth's ancient imperial crest. The hologram began to play. It showed Earth cities, larger, cleaner, far more advanced than anything now. Thousands of ships floated over skies. Humans walked alongside beings from other galaxies as equals. Then came the fire. Cities burning. Planets falling. Soldiers screaming. Ren's voice echoed in the projection. We forgot who we were, so I recorded everything. A living history. Reyes watched, frozen. Ren turned toward her. I knew Earth would fall. I knew memory would fade. So I took it all, the battles, the betrayals, the names, and sealed it in this device. She pointed. That mirror holds all of Earth's past? No, Ren said. It holds the truth Earth chose to forget. The hologram changed again. It showed a secret base hidden deep under a dead moon. It showed Earth's last council, arguing, scared, and finally, it showed Ren. Standing alone in front of a vault, I buried the codes, he said. And I made myself the last key. Base in shock in the war room. General Carr and the scientists watched the stream from Reyes's body cam. Dr. Carr gasped. That vault he showed, it's real. That's Lunar Station Sigma. Carr shook his head. That base was destroyed. No, Carr said, zooming in. It was sealed, not destroyed. Carr looked around. Get me a ship now. Hidden base, buried truth hours later. A team landed on Lunar Station Sigma. It was quiet. Dead. But power hummed under the floor. Inside. They found it a massive steel vault. On it was written, "Do not open unless Ren lives." Reyes placed the mirror near the door. The blue light scanned the steel. A voice echoed from inside the vault. Welcome back, Commander. The door opened. Inside the vault was no treasure. No weapons. Just silence. And walls covered in memory crystals, glowing blue stones. Each one holding thoughts, sounds, and images from the past. Ren stepped inside. He touched one. It played a battle from 2072. Ren, in armor, leading troops, bleeding, shouting, surviving. Each crystal held a moment Earth forgot. Reyes whispered, "You saved all this?" "No," he said. "I became this. They tried to erase me. So I turned myself into a record." The first warning, one crystal, began to flash red. Ren grabbed it. It showed a creature. Tall, dark, covered in metal. Not alien. Not human. Something worse. It spoke in a deep voice. "They are weak. Strike when the light returns." Reyes stepped back. "What is that?" Ren looked into the distance. "The ones who made us forget." The memory bomb. Ren activated 5 more crystals at once. The vault filled with sound, light, and data. Images showed ancient tech. Weapons that could bend planets. Engines that could move stars. Ren said, "Earth had everything. Until we trusted the wrong ones." "Who?" Ren looked at her. "They came as friends. They offered peace. But they feared us. So they poisoned memory, killed our leaders, spread doubt, and finally removed our name from history." The human core. One final crystal glowed green. Ren took it, walked to a small console, and inserted it. A new hologram appeared, a child with glowing eyes, with human DNA, but something more. This, Ren said, was the first child born with the memory gene, able to store history in blood. Reyes whispered, "Is that you?" "No," he said. "It was my daughter." Reyes stared. She was the last hope, but she died in the first purge. I took her memory and locked it in. Orbit disruption back at Earth. The satellites began to move. Slowly, silently. One of them blinked red. The AI voice screamed. Unidentified code detected. Neural link primed. Warning, memory ignition event possible. Carr stood. "What does that mean?" Dr. Carr whispered. "It means something is waking up." Final revelation. Ren stepped outside the vault. The sky above Lunar Station Sigma changed, stars blinking unnaturally. He looked up. "They're coming," he said. "The ones who erased us." Reyes stood beside him. "What do we do?" Ren held the mirror high. And for the first time, the satellites responded. Each one blinked once, and then broadcast an old Earth sound across the stars. It was the anthem of the first human empire. Last seen, memory is power as the anthem played. Screens across Earth lit up with images of Earth's golden age. Children looked at glowing towers and ships. Old veterans cried, remembering lost battles. And the enemies listening in deep space heard the one thing they feared most. Earth remembers. Ren whispered one last time, "Protocol trigger." A strange transmission echoed from deep space. It wasn't a signal. It was a voice, cold, clear, and spoken in perfect English. "Ren, you broke the seal. That means you remember." Inside the vault, Ren froze. His eyes narrowed. He didn't say a word. The vault lights dimmed. The crystals started humming, one by one. Reyes asked, Who was that? Ren replied, voice low and cold. My oldest enemy. Enemy in the dark above Earth, hidden inside a black ship made of living metal. The source of the voice waited. No windows. No heat, only one occupant. His name had been erased from every record, but Ren still remembered him. His real name was gone, but humans once called him the Hollow. He was not alien. Not human. He was once something in between, and he hated Earth more than anything. The first betrayal inside the lunar vault. Ren showed Reyes a dark crystal one he'd had kept sealed. He placed it on the console. The moment it touched, it screamed. Not with sound, but with pressure pushing against every mind in the room. Then it played a memory. A council chamber, humans, sat in tall chairs, and among them stood a figure wrapped in black, the Hollow One. Before his fall, he spoke kindly. He offered help, but Ren watched the faces. He was lying. One by one, the council listened. And one by one, they vanished, killed, or erased from memory. He didn't fight Earth with weapons. He fought it with doubt. Earth's fall wasn't war, it was a whisper. He planted whispers in every human mind, Ren said. Whispers like, you're not special, you never were. Earth is small. Humans are weak, and they believed it. So Earth stopped building. Stopped exploring, stopped defending. And that's when he struck. Reyes looked shaken. Why? Because he feared us, our minds, our heart, our chaos. He tried to turn humans into something predictable. But we never were. The Hollow One speaks again. The black ship's signal returned. This time, it wasn't just audio. It showed an image of Ren from centuries ago, before scars, before silence. You look tired, Ren, the Hollow One said. Open the vaults, or I'll do it for you. Ren didn't answer. The enemy smiled. You know what's inside. You locked it away. But if I speak one name, just one, you'll break. Then he leaned forward and whispered, Lyra. Ren staggered back like he'd been shot. Reyes asked, Who's Lyra? He looked down. My daughter. The shockwave weapon from orbit. A sudden pulse of energy burst from the black ship. It wasn't an attack. It was a scan. But not for metal. It scanned for thoughts. Ren grabbed his head. Reyes clutched her chest. Pulse didn't break bones. It searched for secrets, and it found something. Deep part of the vault opened. One Ren never meant to unlock. Inside was a floating orb. Pure white, glowing with codes that moved like fire. Reyes asked, What is that? Ren whispered, The final gate. The choice Ren never wanted. Ren turned to Reyes. If I touch that orb, I get access to Earth's last defense, but it comes with a price. What price? My identity, my freedom. Everything I've hidden, gone, and the galaxy will know I exist again. Is it worth it? He looked up at the screen where the Hollow One waited. Yes. The words that changed it all again. Ren stepped toward the orb. He paused. Then spoke two words, this time not for Earth, but for himself. I remember. The orb exploded in light. Across the system, satellites rebooted. Weapons once thought dead powered on. Ships hidden inside moons awakened. Earth wasn't dead. It was sleeping. Now it remembered. The awakening begins at the United Command. Alarms rang. Old codes began running through terminals. One officer cried out, Sir, Earth just activated Project Arc. General Carr shouted, That's impossible. That project was locked centuries ago. No, sir, the officer said. It just woke up. The Hollow One retreats. For now on the black ship, the Hollow One watched the signals light up. He didn't look angry. He looked excited. Good, he said softly. I wanted a challenge. Then he vanished from the screen. But before the transmission ended, his last words echoed across all of Earth. The end begins now. Final scene. Ren's promise back in the vault. Reyes asked, "What now?" Ren stood tall. The light from the orb now flowed into him. He looked stronger, younger, focused. "We don't run," he said. "We rebuild. We fight. And this time we remember everything." They weren't ships. They were warnings. Hidden inside Earth's forgotten moons, old machines awoke, not by signal, not by command, but because Ren said the words. In every corner of space near Earth, long-dead warships rose silently from the dark. No crew, no fuel, no lights, but they were moving. One of the moons split in half and from inside floated something enormous. Not a battleship, a storm, a machine storm. Thousands of small drones, shaped like silver daggers, came out like a swarm, each one powered by ancient Earth code, each one angry. They weren't built for defense, they were built for revenge. Machines with memory in the lunar vault. Ren stared at the hologram. The drones had one thing written in old code: Directive 13A, protect. The seed. Reyes asked, "What's the seed?" Ren looked away. He didn't answer at first. Then he said, "It's not a thing. It's not a place. It's a person. You?" "No." Ren looked at her. "You." Why Earth chose her, Reyes didn't believe it. She was just a researcher, a historian. But Ren explained, Earth was always more than weapons. It was hope, memory, madness, fire. When the Hollow One destroyed the future, Earth didn't give up. It hid one thing, one person, with the right mix of courage and chaos, a descendant of the first thinkers. You. The enemy respawns on the dark edge of the solar system. The Hollow One's black ship pulled back. He didn't fight the drones. Not yet. Instead, he whispered to the space around him, "Let the traitors come. I want them awake." He sent a code into deep space farther than light could travel. That signal hit something. And somewhere, buried in forgotten space, a massive object turned. Not a ship, a planet. But it wasn't alive. It was built. An artificial world, one made to erase Earth completely. And now, it was moving towards Sol. Earth's ghost fleet returns. Ren took Reyes to Earth's underground command center. There, old screens lit up one by one. Names appeared on black terminals. Arcship Valkyrie Dreadnought, Titanus Ghost Fleet Omega Command Unit. Phoenix Corps. Reyes blinked. What is this? Ren smiled for the first time. Earth's real navy. Ships that vanished during the fall, now returning. One by one, massive vessels blinked into orbit, some scarred, some whole. All silent. Until a message came from one. Phoenix Corps reporting. Awaiting human commander. A ship that talks back. Ren stepped forward, ready to take command. But the ship refused him. Voice from the Phoenix Corps said, "You are not of Earth." Ren replied calmly, "No, I am what Earth became to survive." The voice paused. Then sighed. Then she commands. And Reyes stepped up. She touched the console. It lit up instantly. She wasn't just chosen, she was bonded. The test of fire. Suddenly, the first wave of danger came not from the Hollow One, but from the past. An old Earth battleship, lost for centuries, floated into view. But something was wrong. Its engines burned with blue flame. Its weapons were active, and on its hull was carved a mark, property of the Hollow One. It had been turned. Reyes shouted, "That's one of ours." Ren's face turned grim. Not anymore. The battle begins. The twisted battleship fired. The sky above, Earth cracked with heat. But before the beam hit, the Ghost Fleet Omega blocked it. It didn't have shields. It didn't need them. Its outer hull rotated and absorbed the blast. Then fired back. 3 clean shots. No sound, no warning. The traitor ship exploded in silence. The pieces fell toward Earth like burning snow. The Hollow One watches on his black ship. The Hollow One stared. He didn't look worried. He smiled. This is how it begins. He looked at his map. He saw the moving storm, the returning fleet. The seed awakening. And he whispered, "Let the humans believe they have time. Let them gather. Let them hope." Then he turned to the dark side of his own ship. And said, "Wake the others." The final shot back on Earth. Rhea stood inside the command deck. She stared at the stars. Ren stood beside her. "This is just the start, isn't it?" she asked. Ren nodded. "Yes," she looked at the blinking lights of all Earth's ships now returning. Then she said the words Earth had waited centuries to hear, "We are not afraid." From deep in the black of space, it appeared. Not with sound, not with light, just presence. A planet moving like a ship. But it wasn't natural. No wind, no clouds, no oceans. Just metal. And eyes. Thousands of glowing red sensors watched everything. As it moved closer to Earth's sun, its name whispered through every system Ren and Reyes could access. Oblivion Core. A weapon made to erase species, not conquer, erase. The truth about Oblivion Core. Ren stared at it through the long-range visual scans. He had only heard stories before. Even the Hollow One had no control over it. Oblivion Core was made by something older. An ancient race, now gone. Their warning had been simple. When Oblivion moves, memory dies. It was not built to fight enemies. It was built to wipe entire galaxies clean if they became too dangerous. And now it was heading straight for Earth. The hidden AI wakes inside Reizi's ship. The Phoenix core started pulsing. A hidden voice activated deep in its system, an ancient AI called Talos. Talos whispered, "Oblivion cannot be stopped by weapons. It must be reminded that Earth lives." Reyes frowned. "What does that mean?" Ren turned pale. He understood. Earth couldn't destroy Oblivion Core, but it could wake its memory. And that meant entering the planet itself. The infiltration begins. Reyes chose a team, not warriors, not soldiers, humans with memory, with fire, with pain. Dr. Kale, historian of pre-fall Earth. Marcus, war orphan. Tech genius. Yanni, musician, blind, but remembered every Earth sound and herself. They launched in a small stealth pod toward Oblivion Core. The fleet stayed behind, ready to defend, but they all knew, if this team failed, Earth would be deleted. Inside the monster as the pod entered the surface of the metal planet, they expected steel and weapons. What they saw shocked them. It was silent. Empty. Like a museum. But dead. They walked past halls full of stone carvings, suns exploding, civilizations burning, names erased. Then they reached the core chamber. There stood a massive being made of metal and dust. It didn't speak. It just watched. And then the walls lit up with symbols. A voice echoed through the chamber. "This planet contains the law. What is broken must be deleted." The answer was music. Yanni stepped forward. She didn't speak. She sat down, pulled out a small wooden flute from her belt, and played. Just 4 notes. Simple. Pure. Human. The planet paused. The walls shimmered. Images flickered. Children laughing. Fireflies over water. A woman dancing in the rain. Cities rising from rubble. The metal being looked confused. Memory, not war. Reyes nodded. "We are more than war." She stepped forward and whispered, "We remember." Earth fights outside while Reyes' team worked inside. Oblivion's outer drones attacked. Earth's fleet, newly awakened, fought with fire and fury. Titanus unleashed nuclear storms. Ghost Fleet split into mirror versions, confusing the enemy. Valkyrie burned holes in space with gravity bombs. But still, Oblivion's weapons were endless. Ren watched from command. He knew only Reyes could stop it from the inside. The test of truth inside. The planet asked a final question. What makes your kind different? Why should you not be forgotten? Reyes didn't speak of weapons or technology. She looked at her team. She thought of all the pain, the loss, the love. Then she said 2 words. "We care." The chamber exploded with light. The planet shuddered, and a sound. Deep and old, like a song from the stars, whispered through every part of oblivion. Life, aloud. The retreat of the unthinkable Oblivion core turned slowly, its weapons powered down. Its sensors blinked off. And the whole planet. Left. Not in fear. In respect. Earth had reminded it of something it forgot. Hope, Ren's secret, as the team returned. Reyes smiled. The fleet cheered. But Ren didn't smile. He stared at space, lost in thought. Because he knew something no one else did. Oblivion wasn't the worst thing out there. He had seen the map. And one other word glowed in red on his private screen: Ascendance. Final scene. Reyes looked at Earth from her ship's window. She didn't feel like a hero. She felt awake. Behind her, the AI whispered, "Now you've passed the first gate. But the final enemy waits." He stood alone in the bridge chamber. Above him, stars. Behind him, Earth. Before him, war. Ren watched the final data stream light up. Oblivion core had turned back. The galaxy was still, but not silent, because they had awakened something else. The ASCENDANTS. Not machines, not living, not gods, something in between. And now they were coming, not to destroy. To judge the hidden past of Ren for months. Everyone thought Ren was just another alien defector, a strange being with a soft voice, quiet eyes, helpful, kind. But today, as Reyes entered the bridge, he turned. She saw him fully. And froze. He wasn't a defector. He wasn't hollow. He wasn't alien at all. He was old Earth, before the wars. Before the rise and fall of empires, Ren had lived millennia. His real name? Rendrick Kane, last survivor of Project Genesis. Project Genesis, the forgotten human seed. Before Earth fell, it launched a final plan. A group of enhanced humans sent to survive in hidden ships. To watch, to learn, to remember. Ren was the only one left, and now he had one final mission: end the war before it begins. Reyes stared, but how? He looked toward the stars and said, by saying the words that no one's dared say for 10,000 years, the Ascendant's arrive. Space cracked, not bent, not twisted, cracked like glass. Through it, a being stepped. It had no eyes, no face. Just light, pure, golden white, humming like a sun caught in a dream. Its voice didn't speak out loud. It entered every mind. You left the gate open. Now we must decide if you live or end. Ships across Earth's system shut down. Weapons melted. No one could move. Only Ren. The final trial. The Ascendant floated before. Ren, you carry knowledge, pain, time, yet still you fight. Why? Ren looked down at Earth. He didn't see a perfect world. He saw mistakes, regret, weakness, but also a child holding her mother's hand, a soldier choosing peace. A broken world. Still trying. He didn't raise a weapon. He didn't call for fleets. He just whispered, "We grow." The Ascendant tilted its head. 2 words. We have not heard in 10,000 years. Then it stepped back and knelt. The galaxy kneels across space. The impossible happened. Machines turned off their weapons. Warlords lowered their banners. Stars that had burned with rage dimmed, because the Ascendants, those who once erased planets, chose to kneel, not to power, not to fear, to hope. Hope in growth. Earth begins again. Reyes stood on the balcony of the rebuilt Earth Union Hall. People celebrated in the streets. The stars were quiet now, but not dead. They were listening. Peace treaties formed between races that had never spoken. Trade routes reopened. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy breathed. But Ren was already leaving. One last message before he boarded his ancient ship. Reyes stopped him. Will we ever see you again? Ren smiled. Maybe, maybe not, but remember this. He handed her a small black cube. She activated it. Inside, just 2 words glowed. Stay human. Then he vanished into deep space. Final reveal in the stars far beyond, the Ascendants stood still, and behind them, another presence woke, one even they feared. But Ren wasn't done. As his ship flew into the void, he whispered, "We grow, because we must." End scene. Credits roll with voiceover. They thought he was just an alien, but he was something older, something forgotten, and in the end, two words changed the fate of all existence.